Hello my beautiful watchers and welcome to another video from my series Quick Thoughts On, in which I talk briefly about the next episode of the Star Trek Discovery TV show. As I promised before, unlike my videos I do about episodes of Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation and of course Star Trek The Animated Series, my videos about Discovery will be much shorter and mostly spoiler free. Now, this is episode 3, called Context is for Kings. I wonder why I have PewDiePie flashbacks. If you have seen my previous two videos I did about this series, which is available on CBS All Access in the USA, on cable TV in Canada, and on Netflix everywhere else, you know that, to say it politely, I didn't like them. Some people would say I hated them, but that's not very precise. I didn't have any real emotional reaction to anything from those episodes, except for the Klingons. I hate what they have done with my favorite alien race. This third episode is a huge improvement for me, because for the first time I felt something positive. And it was in the first scene where Michael and a few other criminals are in a shuttle. Without any specific details, I can say just that the process, how they got to the Discovery, was pretty interesting, actually almost exciting. But my positive reactions went down immediately after we moved to Discovery. First, let me talk a bit about the crew of the Discovery. Short version: everybody is an asshole. I thought, well, 3 episodes in and I haven't seen a character which I would like, that must be a record. But that changed today. Yes, during the first episode we met Saru, who was kind of interesting, and during the first episode we meet Cadet Tilly, I hope I have the name correct, who is actually the only truly likable character on the show so far. For me, of course. There is a female security officer, I don't remember her name, but she's a bitch. Really, how could people like her get to Starfleet? We have seen different security officers on different shows, both male and female, both black and white, but this is the first time I have met a security officer who I honestly want to shout "shut up" every time she speaks. The arrogance meter readings are out of scale with this one. The good thing is we meet Saru again. He is this time the first officer of the Discovery, but he is also a dick, like everybody. At least at the beginning. In the end of the episode it looks like he will become a bit likable. Then there is Captain Lorca. What can I say about him? The actor said in an interview something like, I'm paraphrasing, Captain Lorca is a bit fucked up in the head. I would not say it better myself. Another character I cannot like. I have to talk a bit about the weird white guy. He's a mushroom scientist or some other stuff. And he's the worst actor I have seen in many years. Every single time he tries to show a human emotion, his face starts to do some weird grimaces, and it looks like his face will literally explode. When I've seen it for the first time I thought it was really funny, but because he was doing it all the time I started to feel pretty bad. I mean, I started to feel like I'm making fun of a mentally handicapped person. Or is he an alien who pretends he's a human actor and he desperately tries to mimic human emotions? No clue. Oh, and why do they fill the screen with C++ code and pretend it's some scientific data? But then there is Cadet Tilly, and congratulations writers, you managed to create a likable character, who actually feels and behaves like a human. Hooray! But don't get me wrong, the writing still sucks. The worst bit is the dialogue. I mean, we have the privilege to hear such brilliant lines like, "You are one of my best friends," or something like, "We know each other since school," or "I didn't come here to make friends." You know, all the cliche lines which only really bad writers use. And there is one huge action sequence. Oh, yes, the action sequence. I'm sorry, but I have to talk a bit about it. It was the funniest thing I have seen in a long time. I mean, they rip off Alien. Yes, they are on a spaceship running through corridors and they are hunted by a monster. And the monster is Pinky from Doom 3. And my favorite scene so far, Michael is on all four and she's running through a Jeffrey's tube while being chased by Doom's Pinky Demon, and she's loudly reciting passages from what I guess is Alice in Wonderland. I would really love to know what drugs are the writers on, because a sane person could never write something like that. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious, but I have a feeling it was supposed to be scary. Overall, we have finally seen the Discovery and its crew, and I have finally seen a character which I actually can say I like. What a success, right? I was laughing through most of the episode, even through all of the death scenes. But the problem is, I think that they were trying to create something scary. So, the opening credits still suck. I'm not going to repeat it in every single video. The writing is horrible. The acting is in some cases okay, in other cases horrible. But as I said, I watched the whole thing without feeling the need to check my email, which is a success compared to the previous two episodes. And I was laughing for like 95% of the episode. So I would give this episode 5 out of 10. It's clearly an improvement, but I still can't understand how the writers got their jobs. So that's all I'm going to say for this episode. If you enjoyed my brief, spoiler-less review, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. If you like what I do on this channel, check my other videos. You should see some links to some playlists on screen right now. And see you next Monday when I'll talk a bit about the next episode of Star Trek Discovery. Or check this channel later this week for my videos about the next episodes of Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation. Until then, thanks a lot for watching and bye. Oh, and a quick PS, I started to watch The Orville and I love the show. Wish I could say that about Star Trek.